If you're living by the hormones of stress, and stress is when your brain and body are knocked out of homeostasis. Stress is when your brain and body are knocked out of balance. Stress response is what the body innately does to return itself back to order. And the emotions of anger, aggression, and frustration, and hatred, and competition, and envy, and jealousy, and insecurity, and fear, and anxiety, and worry, and guilt, and shame, and unworthiness, and hopelessness, and powerlessness, all of those emotions are derived from the hormones of stress. And psychology calls them normal human states of consciousness. Those are altered states of consciousness. And when we perceive a threat or a danger in our outer world, or we have the perception that something's going to get worse, that we can't control something, we can't predict something, we switch on that primitive nervous system called the fight or flight nervous system, and that sympathetic nervous system gets busy mobilizing enormous amounts of energy for you to use to face that threat or that danger. In other words, if you're being chased by Tyrannosaurus Rex, are you going to go 50% in, 80% in, or 100% in? And in the moment we have that alarm system switch on, we draw from this invisible field of energy that's surrounding the body, and we take that energy and we turn it into the chemistry, and the field around the body begins to shrink, and we become more matter, less energy, more particle, less wave. And the arousal of the stress hormones causes you to pay more attention to your body. If you're being chased by Tyrannosaurus Rex, you're thinking about your body. If Tyrannosaurus Rex is breathing and you can feel his breath, you're going to be looking in your environment on where you could run. And you'd be thinking about how much time you can get from here to the cave. So if the change is to be greater than your body, to be greater than your environment, to be greater than time, and when we live in stress, all of our attention is on our body, our environment, and time, that means when we're living in stress, it's really hard to change. Because the arousal of those stress hormones become very addictive. And people use the problems and conditions in their life to reaffirm their addiction to that emotion. And they become addicted to the life they don't even like. And the stronger the emotion we feel for some person or problem in our life, the more we pay attention to them. And we are giving all of our power away to that person or the problem. It would make sense then that if you're sitting in a meditation and these emotions start coming up, looking for an arousal, you would have to agree with me then. If you keep lowering the volume to that emotion, sooner or later you'll take your attention off that person or problem. And the moment that happens, you start drawing energy back to you, and now you're building your own electromagnetic field. And now there's energy to heal. Now there's energy to create with. Now there's energy for the mystical experience.